Hello, and welcome to this course on true happiness, what it is and how to achieve it. This is video 1 in a series of 5. The contents of this video are exactly what is happiness, because most people don't even know what it is. And the second is how to achieve true happiness, which is all the time, no matter what, in 2 years or less. This video is about psychanics. It's a science, it's a physics of your internal non-physical energies. You live in a physical universe of physical matter and energy, but you also live in a non-physical or psychanic universe of all your internal experience, which are all your emotions, which are 50 different emotions, all your thoughts, which are always coming and going, your memories, your knowledge, your self-image, your self-esteem, your identities, your motivations, your habits, your personality, your mind, your values, your addictions, your compulsions, traumas, phobias, all of that stuff that you've got going on inside of you, personality and your character and your relationships and how you deal with others, your goals in life, all of these things inside of you are non-physical energies. Everything that exists, physical and non-physical, is energy, and all energy obeys exact laws and principles. In the physical universe, the laws of energy we call physics and chemistry and biology and thermodynamics, aerodynamics, all of that. We have many sciences of how physical matter and energy works. The science of how your internal energies, emotions, and thoughts and behaviors works is psychanics. And the laws of these internal energies, that is your emotions and your thoughts and your behaviors and your relationships, are just as precise and powerful as the laws that hold the planets in their orbits. So if you want to be able to control your internal world and experience, you need to know what these laws of energy are. And that's what Psycanics gives you, those laws. So Psycanics is a science of happiness, because your happiness is how you're feeling. What's the state of your internal energy? Is it positive or is it negative? Psychanic integrates all of these. Non-physical energy physics, which we've just covered, psychology, philosophy, ontology, spirituality, into a single model of existence that explains all of them with one theory, one cosmology. Now, in human thought and knowledge right now, all of these things are kind of dealt with as separate, but they're actually not. There is a unifying field theory, a single theory of everything that unites them all into just one system, and that is Psycanics. Okay, so my name is Michael Powell. My field of expertise is what's called mysticism, and I have 40 years of exploration of dimensions of consciousness and energy beyond normal human perception. And as a result of that, I've discovered Psychanics, which is the physics of your transphysical energies, and also essentiality, which is a scientific spirituality. That is, it has nothing to do with religions or beliefs or dogmas. It's about you as a spirit, and everything in it you can experience and prove to yourself. So to teach these two systems to people, I have founded the Psychanic Science Institute, which is producing this video, and the Essentiality School of Accelerated Spiritual Enlightenment. Okay, let us begin. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through a series of concepts, very logical, designed to lead you to conclusions. Okay, number 1, the existential imperative. An imperative is a command or a rule that you must obey. And existential here means that it applies to all your existence. There isn't any situation where it's not valid. The existential imperative drives all human behavior, no exceptions. It is the ultimate and underlying motivation of everything you do, whether you recognize that it's there or not. Okay? Now, to get you to begin to recognize the existential imperative and its operation in you, what is the one thing that you most want and seek in life? Your highest goal, the central theme, your most important target in your life. Now, right now, you're not conscious of this, okay? But that's the question. What is it that you're really seeking in life? Now, you have many desires and goals in life. Common examples is a relationship, a family, a career, success, money, possessions, travel, jewels, a yacht, fame, fortune. Okay, it doesn't matter what your goal is. Just observe that you have many desires and goals. And the question is, why do you want these things? What is their purpose of life? And what is the unifying or primary experience that you are seeking behind all those goals? Because all your desires and goals have a single final objective. What is it? To feel good, which is to be happy. Okay, how do you feel when you achieve a goal? Do you be happier or do you suffer more? Obviously, you're happier. And you choose all your goals in life because you think that they are going to make you or keep you happy. That's why you want them. Is there anything that you're looking for in life that you think is going to make you unhappier? Do you not avoid things that appear to cause unhappiness? So what every human being is always seeking, consciously or unconsciously, is his or her own happiness. There are no exceptions to this, and in Psycanics there are absolute scientific proofs of this, but these are beyond the scope of our discussion right now. If you want, just take this as a hypothesis. Okay? So this is the existential imperative. The ultimate objective of all human behavior and effort is one's own happiness. You always decide what you're going to do based on what the least pain or the most happiness the result of that decision is going to cause you. Now, I'm not saying that the result of your decision causes happiness or unhappiness, only that that is your criteria of decision. Okay, proof number one of this. Name anything that you want that you think will make you more unhappy. Okay? Do you want a family to be unhappy? Do you want your career to make you unhappy? Do you want success to be unhappier? Do you want money to suffer more? Do you want more possessions, more material things, properties, whatever, because you think that's going to make you experience more emotional pain? Do you want to travel more because you think that's going to make you unhappy? Observe there's nothing in your life that you want because you think that it's going to make it as unhappy. And that's the proof number two. Name anything unhappy in your life, any unhappy situation, painful situation, that you are not trying to eliminate. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, problems. You want to eliminate problems. You want to avoid conflicts. You want to have an abundance of money, terminate scarcity. If you dislike your job, would you not like to change it? Do you want to avoid annoying people? Do you want to cure your health problems? Okay, so observe this. You always choose for happiness and you always want to eliminate things that are causing you unhappiness. That's the existential imperative in operation. An example. If you bought a car and you felt unsafe and fearful on driving that car, how long would you keep it? Would you not try to sell it or get rid of it? Okay, here's another example. Why do people get married? Okay, they get married to be happy. No, they think they're going to be happier married than they're unhappy. Okay, nobody plans to be unhappier once they get married. Now, often they are, but that's not what the plan was. That was not the motivation, okay? And why do people get divorced? Again, to be happy, okay? So it's not the circumstance or the situation, the external situation that is our prime motivation. Underneath everything, what we are looking for is to avoid unhappiness, pain, and suffering, and to be happier and happier and happier. Okay? What you are really seeking in life is happiness. And you've got to understand this, or you will never get to happiness. You have all your intermediate goals because you think they will make you happier. And that's an illusion. They won't. We'll get to that. Okay? So people have a multitude of goals in life, but behind all of them, what we're looking for is happiness. Everybody wants anything they think will bring them more happiness. And then what we do is we create priorities, well, this goal, that one, when I get that, I'm going to be really happy, and I'd like to have this. If I had this, I'd be happy, and then this, and then this, okay? But behind all of them is the existential imperative to be happy. What you are really seeking is happiness. And on the other hand, everybody tries to avoid all the things that they calculate, think, will make them more unhappy. And if they have them in their life, then obviously they try to eliminate them, okay? So what we want to do now is to define a term that we're going to be using called UPS, okay? And this term stands for unhappiness, pain, and suffering. Now, we're always talking about emotional and mental pain and suffering, not physical, unless we say physical, okay? So UPS is all your negative emotions. These are the essence of unhappiness, pain, and suffering. Anger, fear, guilt, hate, aversion, depression, sadness, loneliness. All of that is what we mean by unhappiness, pain, and suffering. And it's the opposite of happiness. Okay? So happiness is a polarity. It's an energy. Okay? Happiness is a positive energy. You're very energized with positive energy. And unhappiness is negative energies. And they can be very strong too. Anger, the hate, the guilt, the fear, the anxiety, all of these can be very strong, but notice that they are negative energies. So we're dealing with a polarity when we're talking about happiness or emotions. There's a positive side and there's a negative side to it. Okay? And that's a polarity. And the spectrum is this range of negative, more and more negative, less and less negative, positive, more and more positive, up until joy and ecstasy. Okay? And you in life always decide and choose the course of action that you think will minimize your experience down here in UPS, on happiness, pain, and suffering, and will most maximize your experience of happiness, of passion, of joy, enthusiasm. Okay? That's the existential imperative. Okay? Once you see it, you'll see it operating all the time with everybody. When you don't know why somebody does something, it's because in their head, they think that their choice or decision eventually will bring them more happiness. Even if it's just eliminating some form of evil from the world, we'll make the world happier by eliminating these bad people over here. Okay? Now, their calculations can be insane. Their calculations can be totally wrong. That's got nothing to do with that the existential imperative, their goal of their thinking and their beliefs is always their own happiness as best they can calculate it, okay? Including that they go to heaven, because heaven's the maximum happiness. So we don't do bad things that are sin, because we'll go to hell and then we'll be suffering. So we have to be good and obey the 10 Commandments or whatever system of values that the person has going on in their head. Okay, the ultimate objective of it is always to avoid UPS and to achieve happiness. Okay, that's the existential. So you always choose the option that you believe will give you the highest position on this scale, that will minimize suffering, pain and suffering, your negative emotions, and maximize your positive emotions. Okay? That's existential. We're not saying that your choices achieve that. only that that is your underlying unconscious motivation. Okay, now that we know that what you're looking for in life is happiness, okay, and all these other things, the family and money and success and fame, all those things are secondary to your primary goal of happiness, we want to begin to examine, why aren't you achieving happiness? Okay? Now, we've established that the truth, the existential imperative, is that you are seeking happiness. And you have 5 main obstacles to achieving this true happiness. Okay? The 5 obstacles to your true happiness are: 1, you don't realize that you are seeking happiness, which has been your state until now, because you have been seeking money or success or family or whatever, but you haven't been seeking happiness as happiness itself. Okay? You don't have happiness as a conscious and primary goal in your life. No, you want money or a new job or whatever. Okay? But that's not the same as happiness. Those are external things. And as we will later see, they do not produce happiness. Okay? And this brings us to number 3. You don't understand what happiness is. And the ideas that you have about it right now are totally wrong. You've been living thinking that when I achieve this, I have money or I have a family or relationships or whatever, then I will be happy. And that's totally false. For one thing, happiness does not exist in the future. It's right here and now in this moment, or you're not happy. And nothing in the future is going to bring happiness to your state right now. Okay? Now, beyond that, you don't know that you're seeking happiness, you don't have it on your list of goals, you don't know what happiness actually is, you don't understand how to achieve it. And again, all your ideas that you have about how to achieve happiness right now are wrong. If they were right, you would have already achieved it long ago, because it only takes about 2 years to achieve total true happiness all the time. Okay? So, what is happiness? And next is, okay, how do I achieve it? Okay? And then the 5th reason that you don't achieve it is, once you do know what happiness is and you do know how to achieve it, you don't commit to achieving it and start to consistently and persistently act to achieve it. Okay? This one we will see much later about how you can do that. Okay, so that's end of this video 1. If you would like to know if you would like to explore what is happiness and how to achieve it, then go to Psycanics True Happiness video number 2, the second one in this series. Thank you.